What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video on Pokemon Radical Red. And today's challenge would be, can I beat Pokemon Radical Red using only Brendan's team? Now Brendan is the main character in Pokemon Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire. Why did I say Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald? And as well in ORAS. He's the male protagonist, the counterpart to May, and we have to do some deep diving to explain his team. But before we actually get into the challenge, I want to ask you guys if you guys could please leave a like on this video. It will support my channel and support the series that we're going back on Radical Red and the romhacks. Let's get back into the deep dive of Brendan's team. Now Brendan's team has a lot of things going on in it. So to begin with, we have to determine what kind of starter Pokemon he has. Technically in the anime he has a Swampert for some reason. I don't know why. But in the games, I feel like he does have the counterpart to May. If you play as Brendan, you would pick Trico, and in which you would end up picking Torchic. So as Brendan's character technically having Trico and Sceptile, it's canonical to May having Blaziken. We're going to go with the team that runs through Sceptile and all the variations. And as you can see, these are all the variations from Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and ORAS that has all Brendan's team, including the Sceptile. Now his team overlaps a lot. As you can see, these 8 Pokemon are the only 8 Pokemon that we're able to encounter and catch in our challenge run. And each of my Pokemon that I catch in this challenge video will be nicknamed after you guys. So thank you so much for leaving a comment in the previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after my Pokemon in my future challenge videos, just drop in comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you're down there, leaving a like and leaving a comment on some nicknames, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It'll greatly help my channel as we're marching on our way to 40k. That should be it. Let's get into the challenge video itself. Done with my rambling. It's been a little while since I've done a Radical Red challenge, like a whole 7 days. But I am back on it, and we are going to start off by going through the tutorial. The first Pokemon we can catch on adventure, ironically, is a Zwiggo. Yeah, we cannot get the starter Sceptile into a little bit later. I actually don't know how to change the starters, so we'll have to find it during the story. But anyways, our first Pokemon will be a Zwiggo, and our second Pokemon will be a Pikachu. For some reason, his team is just a mess. I don't know. But these are the only 2 Pokemon I can use for the first gym fight. Now the first gym fight is going to be a rock type gym leader. It's going to be Brock. We have to do a bit of side questing. We have to first find an actual Pikachu we want to use. This Pikachu has Lightning Rod as a hidden ability, so we're going to catch this one in replace of this Pikachu. And from there we can face off against the first mini boss in the game, in which being Falkner. Now Falkner is actually a difficult fight. You have to predict his plays. As you can see, I predicted his Emolga using Electro Ball, so I get the special attack boost, and then he can switch out into his Corvisquire, and then I'm able to knock him out using Electro Ball. Then from there, I'm going to weaken it down using Play Nice to weaken down its offensive stats, and which allowing me to switch out to my Zwiggo, which can now take 2 shockwaves. Surprisingly, that's incredible. I take 2 shockwaves from it. I get it confused as well, hits itself in confusion, and knock it out. So amazingly, we got through Falkner with a lot of luck. From there though, we're going to head into the first gym fight in the game. We're going to face off against Brock, the rock type gym leader, and we're going to start the battle against him using our Zwiggo. Now Zwiggo is going to purposely get you to confuse and hit itself in confusion, just so we can knock it out without any sturdy business. Next up, he's going to switch out into his Onix. Now I gotta switch out to my Pikachu to break his sturdy as well, and then predict his Bulldoze by going into my Zwiggo to Water Pulse and eventually knock him out. Knock out the Arcan as well, and finally his Vulpix will take 2 shots for some reason, but then it will go down, and that is an easy sweep. We beat through Brock very easily, and now we can move on into Mount Moon. In Mount Moon, there's a lot of Pokemons for us to catch here. So firstly, let's run down a few. We're gonna catch a Slugma right in the tunnels of Mount Moon, and also on the daytime for some reason, Baltor is available to us to catch. So we're gonna get 2 Pokemons from the tunnels, and then in the basement, we will find ourselves a Whismur, which for some reason it was very difficult to catch and find, which is only a 5% encounter. So I'm not too sure what was going on there with the Whismur. And once we're out of Mount Moon, we head into Cerulean City and onto Route 25, where we're able to find ourselves a Tailo. Put that on the team, easily done, and now we can face off against the second gym leader in the game. The second gym leader, or the second gym fight, will be against Misty, and just like every single time, it is such a difficult battle. I do spend a bit of time facing off against Misty, trying to perfect the right combination of Pokemon, and then I think I figured it out. Now, what we have to do is start the battle against Misty using our Baltor. I mean, it's more of a sacrificial lamb, But we're going to sacrifice our Baltor. It doesn't matter if it gets damaged or not. Switch out into our Slugma to incinerate down a Frogadier, which is interesting, right? Interesting sentence. This will force out the Starmie as her second Pokemon, and then I could bait it in using a Scald into my Swallow, get it purposely burn my Swallow, and then Facade down. Since I have Guts and Facade is, I don't know, basically Guts on steroids, this will knock out Starmie easily. The crit really didn't matter, and we knock out Misty's Ace. Next up, she can switch out to her Float, so I'm able to switch out into my Slugma to sack it, let it go out. And then my Raichu has Thunderbolt, which will one-shot the Floatzel. And then her final Pokemon will be a Lantern, which, switch out into my Pelipper to sack it. Easy does it as I switch into my Swallow and get another lucky crit. So we get 2 crits in that battle and knock out Misty, and we get our second gym badge of the game very easily. Now next up, we're going to head into the SSN to do some training. Now this training is actually really important to us because for some reason Lieutenant Surge's fight is actually quite difficult. So we're going to finish off training in the SSN and then head into Lieutenant Surge's gym, which we're going to get stomped on by his Bolton, which is unfortunate. So we're going to go back out into Route 9, I think, something like that. We head into Route 9 where it's close to Rock Tunnel, we have access to, and we're able to catch ourselves a Tropius. Now why will I need this grass flying type? This grass flying type is actually a really tanky Pokemon. So we're going to replace Pelipper for this fight and kind of for the end of the game, honestly. This is the end. This is the last time you see Pelipper. As we face off against Lieutenant Surge in his gym in Vermilion City, we're going to start the battle against him using our Baltor just to bait in a Skull from the Pinchurchin. We get the burn on our Swallow, and then we're able to knock it out using a Facade. And then the Raichu will come out. I'm able to do some chip damage against him using a Quick Attack, get him down to half HP, and then switch out into my own Raichu to fake out and Quick Attack him down to knock him out. Super simple. As he switches out to his Vigavolt, I think it's time to switch out to my Slugma, and it's probably the last time you see Slugma too. I don't really use Slugma ever again, I don't think. I'm able to Lava Plume it, do some damage, and then switch out into my Baltor to bait out the Volt Switch. And then, unfortunately, I did not know this would happen. He's actually going to double into his Bolton, and then he got Flame Body. So it actually works out greatly for me. So I don't have to worry about that at all. I switched out into my Loudred just to bite it. I assume he's going to switch out into his Flying type because I do have Bulldoze on. And then he switched out to his Vigavolt. I'm able to bite it twice to knock him out. Manectric comes out next. I'm going to stay in, hopefully lower his speed using Bulldoze, but he's going to Volt Switch out into his Bolton, which, works for me as I'm able to Bulldoze it down. And then eventually he's going to get knocked out by the Flame Body from earlier, which is really nice. Everyone goes down. Everyone just dies here. Luckily for us though, Tropius, like I said, is very tanky, so once I switch out to my Tropius against the Mega Manectric, I'm able to Bulldoze it down completely. Just no harms at all, just 3-shot it with Bulldoze and finish off the battle against him, and we get our 3rd gym badge of the game. Now next up, we're going to head into Rock Tunnel, and all we're going to do is Rock Tunnel just clear through, and we also get the TM for Rock Slide. So just, I don't think I actually used the TM for Rock Slide. Maybe I think I used it one time, but that'll come out. I don't think it was necessary, but just nice to have. We also caught ourselves a Whalmer that will evolve into a Wailord at the end of this battle. Also evolve our Baltor into a Claydol. Pretty nice for us. Next up, we're gonna head into Celadon City and face off against the 4th gym leader in the game. We're gonna face off against Erica and start the battle against her using our Tropius. Now this fight is actually it is just a troll fest. I started the battle against her using my Tropius just to body slam it down, paralyze it, and just roost off. I'm basically just paralyzed, stalling everything. Look at this. Finish off the fight against the Rillaboom, and then the Superior comes out next. I'm able to body slam it, get a paralyze eventually, and that will allow me to roost up whenever I want. I'm able to air slash it down as well. It's going to switch out to a Sudowoodo. I'm able to get a body slam on it, paralyze it first turn, and then just try to roost stall him out, get my HP all the way up because it decided to Fire Punch and then miss a head smash, which is really funny. So things work out for me as he switched out to his Venusaur, and I got another paralyze on it first turn, and I could air slash it down, and it gets paralyzed, flinch, and then goes down, which is, it is amazing out here. This Tropius put in so much work, and then I can switch out to my Swallow, dual Wing Beat would knock out the Meganium, and Sudowoodo comes out next. I'm like, gotta sack something. I sack my Claydol because this will be the last fight of Claydol as well. Wait, no, this is not the last fight of Claydol. The last fight of Claydol will come up. I'm replacing Claydol with the Sceptile that's coming up. But we're going to knock out the Sudowoodo using our Wailord, and the Superior can get all the boosts at once, but it will go down to my Swallow, obviously. And then that will be the end of the 4th gym leader, Erica. Now next up, we're going to beat down Giovanni in the Team Rocket base. We get the Self Scope and then head into Saffron City to change some abilities around because we got the first bottle cap of the game. We could change our X-Cloud into Punk Rock, which is nice, and then we'll switch Swellow's ability to Aerialate later as we face off against our rival in Silphco. We're going to clear through Silphco. As you can see, Tropius has Chlorophyll and paralyzes the Charizard, and we can knock it out using a Water type move, which is kind of funny. Then next up, we're going to clear through the fight against Archer and Ariana in this double battle fight. As our teammate is Brendan, we're using Brendan's team from his game. He's actually going to give us the starter Treecko. So Treecko is going to be the final member on our team, and it's going to replace Claydol, obviously. And I mean, the first fight with it went pretty well. We cleared through most of Giovanni's Pokemon and then finish him off using my Swellow with Thief, which is stupid. I don't know why it has Thief. Sceptile did most of the work there, and then we're going to face off against the Snorlax, which we're able to Thief, get the leftovers from it, and just run away with it. Run away with the item, and also get the Mega Stone for a Sceptile through this Professor Aid, and then face off against the next gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Sabrina. She's going to be the 5th gym leader of the game, and we're going to start the battle against her using our Swellow and our X-Cloud. Now, X-Cloud got this new move called Boom Burst, which will destroy everything. As you can see, just knocked out my Swellow and the Hattering. Avoid the Trick Room, which is great. I switch out into my Sceptile next. So I'm not getting Boom Burst this turn because it's going to destroy my poor Sceptile. So I'm going to crunch into the Indeedee, and I could Bullet Seed into the Crawdon to knock him out. Double KO. And next up, Sabrina's going to switch out into her Porygon 2 and her Conkeldurr. I'm going to focus down on knocking out the Conkeldurr, as I'm going to Boom Burst and Bullet Seed to knock him out. It's okay, I take as much damage as I can with my Sceptile. I don't mind, I can sack it at this point as I'm able to Boom Burst with it. I do a lot of chip damage against the Gardevoir and the Porygon 2 and finish the battle against her with my Raichu and my Wailord, and that should be it. Not too difficult there as we head into Fuchsia City next. In Fuchsia City, we get the Super Rod and we're able to grind up some Heart Scales, teach our Pokemon some egg moves, which will be nice. Nothing too useful, I don't think. I think we got Yawn. No, we got Wish on our Raichu. I think that's about it for egg moves we really use. And then from there, I mean, Sceptile is so broken, it just sweeps to Brendan. I mean, he gave us the Pokemon and now we're destroying him with his own Pokemon, which is kind of funny. But from there, we're going to face off against the next gym leader in the game, the 6th gym leader of the game. We're going to face off against Koga. It took a long time to really figure out what strategy we got to come at Koga for. And I think the strategy that stuck out to me the most, that I think felt the easiest, was to use Sceptile. So we're going to start the battle against him using our Raichu. We're going to fake out his Swellow and then force him into a Celgor. I'm going to paralyze it first and then just let my Raichu go down. Thinking back to it, maybe I should just switch out to my Swellow straight up and then knock him out using Boom Burst. After we knock out his Celgor, he's going to switch out to his own Swellow to knock out my Swellow. So I can switch out to my Wailord to double into my Sceptile. I don't know how that works, but that's how the AI works. I'm able to Mega Evolution and Bullet Seed down to Greninja. And then he's going to switch out to a Swellow, take any move from the Swellow and Ice Beam it to one-shot it. It's pretty nice. So we get down half his team. That's going to change as he's going to even it out with Drapion to knock me out. That's cool. I switch out to my Tropius. Tropius is going to Body Slam and paralyze down the Drapion, which will allow me to switch out into my Sceptile, which will Dragon Dance right in front of the Drapion, and then I'm able to Dual Chop, knock him out in one shot, or 2 shots, but you know what I mean. And I can outspeed the Dragapult, knock him out in one shot, actually one shot, and then Bodos the Toxicity, and we get the 6th gym badge. Very simple. I mean, I don't know why I got stuck on that. It seems very simple if you think about it again. But as you can see, Mega Sceptile is going on a rampage and will knock out everything in his path. I end up beating Price very easily with Sceptile. Dragon Grass type, destroy the Ice type gym leader. Interesting. And then we get the Choice Scarf from him, and then go on into Cinnabar Island to face off against Jasmine to get the Choice Band. I don't know why I didn't use the Choice Band. It seems like a waste. I think it's just routine. But we also go back, show Ninjas to Koga to get the Life Orb, which will be useful somewhat. And also show Terrakion to Chuck, which will give us a Focus Sash, which will stay on my Raichu forever. Next up, we're going to face off against Blaine in the 7th gym in Cinnabar Island. We're going to start the battle against him using our Sceptile. We're in Dragon Dance without Megaing, which is interesting. And then I Mega and Rock Slide. 2 shots will knock him out, but he's going to explode in my face, which is... Wait, pause. But he's going to explode and then knock... Well, he does a lot of damage to my Sceptile. Cinderace comes out. I know it's going to try to Sucker Punch me. I'm just going to Dragon Dance twice in front of him, and then Rock Slide will knock him out. completely outplay the Cinderace, which is nice. And then the Typhlosion comes on next. It's gonna outspeed me, knock me out, unfortunately. So I switched out into my Raichu. Now I can fake it out, and then I still outspeed it. And then Thunderbolt will actually, how did I 1v1 the Typhlosion? Raichu's going crazy. Okay, Raichu knocks out the Typhlosion, and then the Venusaur comes on next. I'm just Thunder Waving it, and then I just left. Like I was like, okay, well, now what I do? I switch out into my Tropius to take the Gate Drain, and then, well, Tropius will go down, but Boom Burst from an Aerial Swallow will knock out the Venusaur, and the Charizard Y comes on next. Takes a Boom Burst and then knocks me out with Flamethrower, but I can switch out into my Water type, and then Scald will knock out the Charizard. And then finally, his last Pokemon will be a Sunflora. All I gotta do is switch out to my Raichu, Thunder Wave it. Oh, I don't even get a Thunder Wave off? Okay. Well, X-Ball would just take any hits, and then Boom Burst will knock him out. So we get the 7th gym badge of the game very easily. As we head into Cerulean Cave next, which will be infested with Team Rocket members in here, we get the TM for Earthquake, which ironically I think we use one time in this entire playthrough, which will come out in a little bit. You see the last fight where we Rock Slide the Cinderace? That's the only time we're using Rock Slide. From there, we're going to move on and face off against Archer and Ariana in this back-to-back fight. This fight is actually not difficult at all. I've never seen Archer get destroyed this easily. Maybe with Charizard X, but Swallow just demolished the Mammoth. I get lucky. He misses the Icicle Crash. I'm going to Boom Burst him. Boom Boost down the Mimikyu because it can't Shadow Sneak me. Boom Burst knocks out the Durant. Just outspeeds and destroys him. And then unfortunately the Houndoom is able to outspeed me and knock me out, but my Wailord got that cover. Will knock him out using Scald. And then my Sceptile destroys Ariana. My X-Cloud will go down against the Rhyperior, which is it will be fine as I switch out into my Sceptile. Sceptile is going to Dragoness run in front of him. And then I'm able to Dual Chop, knock out the Honchkrow, and just outplay each time. I know when it's gonna suck punch. I played this game too much. I mean, I get lucky dodging play rough, but I mean, luck is part of skill. As I beat Ariana, and now we go into the easiest fight of my life. We face off against Giovanni, and you can see just straight up, this is just a massacre. Look, my Swallow goes down. Oh no, my Swallow goes down. I Dragon Dance with my Sceptile, and then I didn't even Mega for some reason. But then I just destroy everything. Look, Bolosi will knock out the Tapu Lele. He's finished off the Scrafty. We knock down the Excadrill in one shot. Celesteela is completely lost, and we beat the Mewtwo. And now it's just a beatdown again. And we get Scale Shot as a move, which is kind of cool. But we'll knock out Giovanni very easily. His team is whack. And now we can move on into the final gym leader of the game. We can face off against Claire. Now Claire is going to be the Dragon type, kind of. Flying type. I don't know. It's a mixture. Gym leader of the game, and we're starting the battle against her using our Sceptile, which I used the wrong move. I used Dragon Dance. I should have used Swords Dance. Swords Dance would have just won me the game off in the spot, but I'm able to a Bullet Seed and then Bodos. Why do I have Bodos still on my Sceptile to knock out the Magnera? Magnera comes on next. I could have Bodos here as well. Should have done that. I lower my physical defense, and that, I mean, I feel like I would have lost there anyways, but my Sceptile goes down to the Dragonite, and I'll revenge kill it using a fake out from my Raichu. I end up Thunder Waving down Duraludon. Oh, that thing's in Pokemon Unite now. Let me know in the comments if you guys use that on Pokemon Unite. I hear it's pretty good, but I send on my X-Cloud. X-Cloud is going to Flamethrower down the Duraludon, just 1v1 it easily. And then I can switch out into my Wailord to knock down the Aerodactyl. The last Pokemon will be a Dracovish. I do not get a burn on it, surprisingly, with my Skull. I always get a burn on it. I'll get my revenge as my Swallow comes out and knock out Dracovish, and we are done with that. Now next up, we're going to beat down our rival at the spots in, I don't know, Route 22, something like that. But we're going to beat him down and then face off against Brendan once again, and again, Sceptile just cleans house, destroys his own team. It's kind of pathetic, but it's funny because he gave me the Sceptile and we're destroying him with him. So that's kind of funny, and we're going to move on into Victory Road next. Victory Road, kind of a pain, I'm not going to lie. The thing that stops me from advancing is that I forgot to get strained again. So I had to go back into Fuchsia City and get strained real quick. But the trainers in here, just as always, they do a lot of damage. They're kind of annoying, but you should be fine if you got some healing items to heal after each fight. And then we could finally face off against the Elite Four. Now the Elite Four in this game is quite difficult if you guys never played it before. We're going to start off our Elite Four challenge against Lorelei. Lorelei is going to be the Water and Ice type Elite Four member. She has multiple teams. We're going to start off the battle against her using our Swallow and our Sceptile. Now, Swallow's here just to Boom Burst. That's all it's good for. Aerolate Boom Burst, and we're going to protect our first turn with our Sceptile to do a lot of damage against both Pokemon. Unfortunately for Swallow, he takes a lot of damage, so So I think I could save him for a revenge kill. So I could bullet seed using my sceptile into the Polytoad to knock him out and switch out to my Whaler for some reason. I think I'm just messing around. She switches out to her Kyogre, her Primal Kyogre, which is not a big threat at all, because I could bullet seed into the Kyogre and 3-shot it to knock him out, and then I accidentally water spout it into Poliwrath to heal its HP. But I'm able to knock out the Mega Swampert on her team, and then Ice Beam down the Poliwrath, which will do nothing. But like I said earlier, my Swellow can Boom Burst to knock out the Poliwrath and do a lot of damage against the Kingdra. It'll go down to the Muddy Water, but this battle should be over. I'm going to fake out and Scald into the Dragovich to get a burn on it, and this battle is over at this point. The Kingdra is going to knock itself out using its Life Orb, and then I'm able to finish off the job against the Dragovich with my X-Cloud and my Tropius. It's pretty clean. You know, we beat this fight easily. First try too. No need to rethink the teams or anything. So next up, we're going to face up against Bruno. Bruno is going to be the fighting, and he's mainly fighting. Yeah, he's just mainly fighting Elite Four member. We're going to start the battle against him using our Sceptile. We're going to force the Infernape to taunt us, and then Scale Shot to knock him out. And then he's going to switch out to Zacian. I'm like, well, fun is over. We're going to switch out into our Tropius. Why did I switch out to... Oh, Tropius just went down. Okay, well, I guess that's why I sent out to my Tropius. But I'm going to switch out into my Whaler to burn down the Zacian, which, credit to it, it did work out. And then my Swellow will Boom Burst, knock out the Zacian. Okay. Since he sends out Conkeldurr, Boom Burst, knock out the Conkeldurr, which, okay. He's going to switch out into his Urshifu, which will get Boom Bursted and also get knocked down. And his Lucario will get Boom Bursted, but he's going to knock me out using close combat. But, I mean, honestly, that is scary. Boom Burst is such a scary move from Swellow. I thought, I mean, he doesn't have that high of a special attack. He has like, I don't know, 200 maybe right now. But aerial like Boom Burst is so strong. Because it's like 180 pounds. It's like a Z move basically. We're going to finish the fight against the Como using our Sceptile. And we beat Bruno very easily. I mean, it's insane. Next up, we're going to face off against Agatha. Agatha is going to be the Ghost type Elite Four member. We're going to start the battle using our Swellow against her. And we're just going to Boom Burst into the Zoroark and finish it off. That's it. And then the H-Slash comes on next. I decided to go into my Wailord. It's toxic. Kind of annoying. But I burn it in return. And then for some reason, I decided to switch out into my Sceptile, which wasn't a bad play thinking back to it. I was trying to outplay him. He's very adamant of getting this Toxic off on me, so I'm going to let it Toxic. I know it's going to King Shield, and then I got 2 Dragon Dance off against him. Bullet Seed would knock out the Aegislash, and then she's going to switch out to a Silvally. I'm able to Bullet Seed and knock out the Silvally Dark, and then the Spectre, which will go down to another Bullet Seed. Unfortunately, the Marshadow will come out, and Shadow Sneak Me will knock me out, but this is our last 2 Pokemon, so I don't think it's too threatening, as I'm able to Thunderbolt and then Boom Burst knock out the Marshadow. And then her final Pokemon will be a Mega Gengar, which I'm able to Boom Burst, sack my Swellow, and then finish the job against her using a Flamethrower from my X-Cloud. So we beat down Agatha, and now we can move on into the final Elite Four member. We're going to face off against Lance, and during my second run of this, I accidentally forgot I was playing this game. So I just Swords Dance without Megaing, and then I Scale Shot without Megaing. So I end up knocking out the Dragonite on accident, and then I'm like, wait, is this a run? I'm just going to Mega Evolve, Scale Shot, knock out the Garchomp in 2 shots. And then he's going to switch out to his Dragozolt, 2-shot knock out the Dragozolt, and then his next Pokemon will be a Melmetal, which he should have switched into earlier on. I'm going to switch out into my Whaler to get a Scald off. I don't get a burn on it, which is surprising. Whaler is really bad with burns. I think I got like 2 or 3 burns at most with it. But I'm able to Flamethrower using my X-Cloud to knock out the Melmetal, and then the Salamence will come out next. It's going to knock out my poor X-Cloud, but my Mega Sceptile will outspeed him, do a lot of damage to him. Actually knocks him out, which is amazing. And then his final Pokemon will be Primal Dialga, which I'm able to Earthquake him and switch out into my Raichu next. Raichu's able to Thunder Wave and fake out him, all that. He's going to Royal Time me into my Tropius, and this is kind of funny. I'm able to Air Slash, Leech Seed him down, and then stall him out, and Dialga never hits me ever again. Doesn't even go to sleep. So we end up beating Lance with a really funny tactic at the end. And that will be the end of the Elite Four. Now, we have to face off against the champion, obviously. We got to face off against our rival. Our rivals can start the battle against us using Pheromosa. We're going to fake it out and flinch it. It's going to hit us pretty hard, but I'm able to Thunderbolt and knock out the Pheromosa. It's pretty nice. Force out the Metagross, which I really wanted this. And then go into my Tropius to get a Body Slam off, maybe a Paralyze on it. It does not get that. Switch out into my Whaler to get a Skull Burn on him. And luckily I do on the last attempt I get. So I can switch out into my Sceptile. He does still do a lot of damage using Zen Headbutt, I'm not going to lie. So luckily I'm able to dodge the Meteor Mash that was coming. and then I can sword stance once again as he tries to bullet punch, and I'm able to earthquake him and knock out the Metagross. He's gonna switch out to his Yveltal next. I'm able to sword stance right in front of him and then scale shot him. I don't know why he didn't do a following sucker punch, and since I get +6, I think this battle should be over as I'm able to bullet seed down the Darmanitan, knock him out, earthquake down the Primargroudon, which is one of my favorite Pokemon. We'll go down, and then his final Pokemon will be the Eternatus, which will get hit by an earthquake, and we ended up beating our rival at the end. Obviously, this is such a destructive run. I actually did not know how much power is in Brendan's team. Brendan's team covers each basis. There's no physical attacker, but there's some utility in Raichu and a lot in Tropius, which is amazing. They work pretty well together as they get paralyzes and also work off the paralyzes pretty well. Sceptile, Sceptile is just so broken. You know, the setup and go. Wailord, so tanky. Exploud and Swallow, very great offensive weapons as well. This is just a really decent team. I'm actually impressed at how quickly this run went. I think it went in like 4 hours possibly, so it wasn't actually a hard run at all. So anyways, I want to say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys can, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas and some teams you want me to do, and also some nicknames you want me to do. My name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day, and thanks for watching Radical Red runs again. Peace. Peace out.